conducted various seminars, workshops, technical events, and international conferences periodically. Our faculties are well trained in all the specializations of civil engineering. Our department utilizes various techniques in giving the best lecture through smart boards and other activities. Certain IVs are also conducted regularly for practical understanding of the students. There are numerous laboratories in the department for providing practical knowledge. All the students are given placement training by excellent faculty members for their betterment.
We build,
We create,
We imagine the impossible and make it possible.
Civil engineers are the builders of the world. We don't study, we do engineering. Civil engineering is the mother of all engineering and it's a people-serving profession. Our department has conducted various seminars, workshops, technical events, and international conferences periodically. Our faculties are well trained in all the specializations of civil engineering. Our department utilizes various techniques in giving the best lecture through smart boards and other activities. Certain IVs are also conducted regularly for practical understanding of the students. There are numerous laboratories in the department for providing practical knowledge. All the students are given placement training by excellent faculty members for their betterment.
we build,
we create,
We imagine the impossible and make it possible.
Civil engineers are the builders of the world. We don't study, we do engineering. people-serving profession. Our department has conducted various seminars, workshops, technical events, and international conferences periodically. Our faculties are well trained in all the specializations of civil engineering. Our department utilizes various techniques in giving the best lecture through smart boards and other activities. Certain IVs are also conducted regularly for practical understanding of the students. There are numerous laboratories in the department for providing practical knowledge. All the students are given placement training by excellent faculty members for their betterment.
We build.
Be creative.
We imagine the impossible and make it possible.
Civil engineers are the builders of world. We don't study, we do engineering. Civil engineering is the mother of all engineering and it's a people-serving profession. Our department has conducted various seminars, workshops, technical events and international conference periodically. Our faculties are well trained in all the specializations of civil engineering. Our department utilizes various techniques in giving the best lecture through smart boards and other activities. Certain IVs are also conducted regularly for practical understanding of the students. There are numerous laboratories in the department for providing practical knowledge. All the students are given placement training by excellent faculty members for their betterment.
We build.
Be creative.
We imagine the impossible and make it possible.
Civil engineers are the builders of world. We don't study, we do engineering. Civil engineering is the mother of all engineering and it's a people-serving profession. Our department has conducted various seminars, workshops, technical events and international conference periodically. Our faculties are well trained in all the specializations of civil engineering. Our department utilizes various techniques in giving the best lecture through smart boards and other activities. Certain IVs are also conducted regularly for practical understanding of the students. There are numerous laboratories in the department for providing practical knowledge. All the students are given placement training by excellent faculty members for their betterment.
We build.
Be creative.
We imagine the impossible and make it possible.
Civil engineers are the builders of world. We don't study, we do engineering. Civil engineering is the mother of all engineering and it's a people-serving profession. Our department has conducted various seminars, workshops, technical events and international conferences periodically. Our faculties are well trained in all the specializations of civil engineering. Our department utilizes various techniques in giving the best lecture through smart boards and other activities. Certain IVs are also conducted regularly for practical understanding of the students. There are numerous laboratories in the department for providing practical knowledge. All the students are given placement training by excellent faculty members for their betterment.
We build.
Be creative.
We imagine the impossible and make it possible.
Civil engineers are the builders of world. We don't study, we do engineering.
Good morning. Did you check this gentleman or what? Okay. We'll start it by 11, that's not a problem.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yesterday I got a class told that in Tamil, sir. Please today also told in English, sir.
Yes, sir. We'll do it bilingual. That's not a problem.
Yesterday we
No, yesterday.
sir. What?
Okay, I understood. And yesterday, you know that we are not able to stop him or we are not able to inform him. You would have understood, right? So today he'll go for bilingual. That's not a problem.
English only, sir, because we are.
Yeah, understood.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Our department has
Thank you,
conducted
thank you.
various seminars, workshops, technical events and international conferences periodically. Our faculties are well trained in all the specializations of civil engineering. Our department utilizes various techniques in giving the best lecture through smart boards and other activities.
Yes, tell me.
Certain IVs are also conducted regularly
Hello.
for practical
Hello, is it
understanding
audible,
of the
sir?
students.
Yes,
There
ma'am,
are
tell me.
numerous laboratories in the
Somehow
department
yesterday,
for
due to
providing
power
practical knowledge.
interruption, I missed
All the
out the
students
feedback
were
link. If
given
was any
placement
feedback link
training
provided
by
yesterday, sir?
excellent faculty members.
It was given, and any doubts
We
regarding
will.
this,
Be
you can
creative.
We imagine the impossible
send.
and make it possible.
Civil
mail, please,
engineers
sir.
are the builders of world. We don't study.
Sir, it is not
we do
audible, sir.
engineering.
Hello? Hello, sir?
Ma'am, if you have any queries regarding this feedback, kindly send your mail to query@gmail.com.
Oh, thanks.
Yes, we'll take care of it.
Civil engineering is the mother of all engineering and it's a people-serving profession. Our department has conducted various seminars, workshops, technical events, and international conference periodically. Our faculties are well trained in all the specializations of civil engineering. Our department utilizes various techniques in giving the best lecture through smart boards and other activities. Certain IBs are also conducted regularly for practical understanding of the students. There are numerous laboratories in the department for providing practical knowledge. All the students are given placement training by excellent faculty members for their betterment.
We build.
Be creative.
We imagine the impossible and make it possible.
Civil engineers are the builders of world. We don't study, we do engineering. Civil engineering is the mother of all engineering and it's a people-serving profession. Our department has conducted various seminars, workshops, technical events, and international conference periodically. Our faculties are well trained in all the specializations of civil engineering. Our department utilizes various techniques in giving the best lecture through smart boards and other activities. Certain IBs are also conducted regularly for practical understanding of the students. There are numerous laboratories in the department for providing practical knowledge. All the students are given placement training by excellent faculty members for their betterment.
We build.
Be creative.
We imagine the impossible and make it possible.
Civil engineers are the builders of world. We don't study, we do engineering.
Mr. Satish, you check. I think Chief Guest will join in a couple of minutes. 1 or 2 minutes
Sure.
he'll join.
Sure, sir. Okay, sir.
Once he joins, you please let me know, right?
Sure, sir.
All right.
Yeah. Hi, can you hear me? Am I here?
Sir, sir is joined, sir.
Good morning, sir.
It is audible, sir.
Is it audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you. You can hear my word, my voice?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir. It's audible, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Shall we proceed? Yes.
Good morning, everybody. Respected Chief Guest, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. This is Makesh, and we have our principal, sir, Dr. R. Paulson Kennedy, sir, to join us for welcoming this event. And we have all the head of the departments. Shall we start, sir?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Yes. Let me welcome our respected principal, Dr. R. Paulson Kennedy, sir, to welcome the chief guest. Welcome, sir, please.
Very good morning. One and all will join in this webinar. Respected guest of the day, Mr. Ramachandran, CEO, Visitech Solutions Private Limited. Most respected chairman of the institution, Sri Saravanan Kariyasamy sir, in absentia, CEO, and Principal, Arts College, Vice Principal, Head of the Departments, Placement Officers, faculty members, students, and my dear participants. Very good morning to one and all who has joined in this webinar on inspiring individuals. This is the last day of this particular session, but not the least day. We have got wonderful personality, Mr. Ramachandran, CEO of Visitech Solutions. Let me introduce him. Sir started, born and brought up in Chennai, and he is a triple graduate, graduated from University of Madras in mid-90s. Later on, he did PG DBA in IBS Hyderabad. He started his career as a senior consultant in Sony System Design. Then he has become system manager in Prabakaran Solutions Singapore. Later on, he has become senior technological support in Cybase Singapore again. Later on, he moved to GNSA Infotech Limited Chennai as a CTO, Chief Technical Officer, and he has served there for 5 years. Later on, he has taken over myecdocs.com as a CTO again. And now he has joined in 2006 as a CEO, Chief Executive Officer in Visitech Solutions Private Limited. And he is a wonderful person. He is a proactive, most result-oriented senior consultant in the company. The company is involved in product development, software product development, and technical support. He is specialized in implementing ERP systems and supply chain management, document management system. In addition to that, he will be specialized in domain-specific solutions as well. He is a proactive and most result-oriented senior consultant. He is successful in implementing mission-critical applications in financial sector, and he is actively involved in developing applications for developing leading organizations like Sony, Singapore Stock Exchange, and Cybase, and Bank of Thailand, Citibank, and Platon India Limited, and Tiger Airways, and so on. And he is also involved in developing 60 plus projects in different stages of SDLC and successfully delivered in all time with high standards. Such a wonderful personality is here with us, and he is going to share his wonderful views and experience today with us. It's going to be a wonderful session for us. I welcome you, sir, Mr. Ramachandran sir, on behalf of Institute of Technology. I once again welcome one and all. Thank you. Now over to Mr. Ramachandran sir. Thank you, sir. Welcome.
Thank you, sir, for a wonderful introduction. Very happy morning to one and all, and I'm happy to see more than 200 plus engineers attending this webinar, and I'm sure everyone is eager and happy to be like engineers. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Over success and motivational factor.
So we are not able to hear your voice.
And
Sir Ramachandran, sir.
Is it okay now?
Hello. Sir, please unmute your call, sir. Sir Ramachandran, sir, please unmute. You have been muted. Hello. Hello.
I keep on getting into mute mode by the host. Is that okay now?
Now it's okay, sir. Yeah. Please go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. Now it's okay.
Yeah.
We'll work on it, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, sir.
Happy morning, one and all. I'm happy to be here, and I can see that there are around close to 200 plus engineers attending this webinar. and I know that like most of you are proud to be an engineer. Okay, and the engineering is a professional course. Can anyone tell what is mean by professional course? You know that now engineer is called professional, doctors is a professional course, CA is a chartered accountant is a professional course, like that they are professional course. And on the other hand, like a BSc, BCom, BCA, all comes as arts and science courses. Can anyone tell what is the difference between a professional course and arts and science course? Can anyone give some insight there? Anyone think about that? As you all, as a proud engineers, professional doing a professional course, can anyone tell what is the difference? Okay, let me put it in in a different perspective. Like say, a doctor is doing an operation. While doing the operation, he say, "No, oh, come on, I forget what to do next. What will happen to the patient?" Likewise, when you being a lawyer and presenting your case, a criminal case in the court, and suddenly you forget about a section, what is going to, how can I say, my lord, what section, if you go and stamp it there, if it's become negative, your client is in trouble. Likewise, engineering also, when you build a bridge, you don't know how to do the architect, or don't know what to the design, what will happen to the bridge we are building. So when you say professional course, it means that you are not afford to make mistake. Arts and science, it has an opportunity where you can able to get it corrected later stage. That's why they call it arts, because arts is a subjective. When it doesn't have a big impact, but when it comes to professional, the critical is very high. That's why we call it professional course. Likewise, if you notice, IT professional, that's one of the pride environment where people call this as professional. Even Tom, Dick, and Harry, a person even with the 8th standard also become a IT professional. But I can specify very clearly tell that IT is the backbone of most of the organization. If you make a mistake, the impact is extremely high. Say like current this COVID situation, what happened if you built a instrument that giving a test result, instead of giving positive, give negative, instead of positive, what will happen? We are playing out the life. So these engineering work, what we do, make sure that there's no mistake, so that there's no impact for the general public or the people who are happening. So I want everyone not to be more professional, take more responsibility and accountability when you're doing the work, which I used to say, my life, I would say, as an example when it comes to delivering projects, because wherever I work in a mission critical project, I'll make sure that my work and our work doesn't have any negative impact on the customer. We take utmost importance for the customer business, make sure that they have return on value on investment, and we are not putting them in trouble. Make this as a principal objective when you start your career. And I used to say how to do that when it comes to that part. I hope most of you like playing cricket. When you say playing cricket, it's a hobby for most of them. If anyone wanted to say, given an environment you want to play cricket, most of people will be happy to play a game. Can anyone say, for Sachin Tendulkar or Virat Kohli, playing cricket, is it a hobby or is it a job for them? Most of it's for us it's a hobby, for them it's a professional. They are getting earned as a revenue for them. It's there for living for they're making, they're playing for making money. For it's a hobby, we won't make money, but it's like we enjoy our job thing. Likewise, when you take your job as a passion, that's a hobby, you can enjoy your life. Say I used to say, out of 100% of your lifestyle of time, 50% goes in sleeping, remaining 50%, 10% goes in childhood time, and another 10% goes in your old age time. The primary 30% from morning 7 to night 10, 90% of time you are going to spend in your office. What happens if you take that job as a pain? Your life is in pain. Rather, if you start enjoying your work, I used to say, when I'm working, people ask, what's your hobby? I used to say, working, programming. The concept is very simple. I never take it as a job. When I take it as a passion, when I start, even if you ask me to work even at 12 o'clock to do the, to handle the issue, I never feel like, like a job. I start enjoying the work. This This will be a very much successful factor for your life when you start, when you keep your work as a passion. Never think your job as a, as a pain. If you have this Friday Monday syndrome, that is when it comes to Friday, Friday come, you are enjoying. The Monday, the more Monday start, no, you have Monday blues. Then we have to go to job. If you have that type of stress, it's going to be an extremely big one, tough for you in your lifetime. Rather, please avoid it. And I used to say, like when I started my, when I did my engineering course in way back in 90s, I fortunate to attend one time management workshop. It's conducted by a person called ML Gupta. He's a time management consultant for Tata, Birla, and other big companies. And during the session, out of 35 people who attended, I'm the one of the most youngest person. I'm just 19 years old at the time. And he was impressed and said, no, he used to say, normally for any workshop, he will give a separate 5-minute session, just 5-minute session for the youngest person in that workshop. I'm very fortunate to be with the most youngest person, and I had a 5 minutes of time with him. He said only one thing, Rama, what you want to? You want to work for 5 years and enjoy 25 years, or you want to work for 25 years and enjoy the first 5 years? I said, no, better I will focus on the first 5 years so I can have my time in the next 25 years. He said, Rama, make sure that you target to get retired in your life before age of 30. That is, as a young person, when you start your career, you have ample time, no commitment, big commitment from your family side, so that you can focus more on a career growth. And don't think about going and force to earn money. Rather focus on a career of how to knowledge yourself, have a big knowledge yourself, and how to contribute and make it effective. First 5 years, and I would say that you take the entire stress for the first 5 years, so that when you get married, there will be pressure, and after pressure, if you handle it the first 5 years properly, when you get if you get married, you have only 50% of your time, but you need twice the income. If you got your first kid, you have only 50% of time and twice the income. That means that by the age of 30, you will have only 25% of time, but you want to make 4 times your earning. Rather focus initial first year, make sure that you achieve all your financial objective, all that part in before 30, so that you can happily live for next 25 years, then after 55 years. I follow religiously, and I would say that at the end of my 30 years, within 2003, I almost come out with my financial independency, start working on well. Okay, and when I'm doing my career part, I would say, I started having my own principle, I can say, which helps me to have a peaceful life and a healthy life. I want to share this with you all. I'll let me have a small question mode. Okay. Can anyone able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, it is visible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This one I was in 1990s when I was starting my career. I just attended so many seminars and also attended workshops, and then I feel having a principle in life can help us to have a happy life and also peaceful life. Okay, what I did based on that, I just had a golden rules which help us, in having a successful career. I would like to share with you all. Okay, one of the first part I used to say, do it now. When people used to get work, or the normal tendency is not to postpone to next day. I would say that now when you start a career, you have very high energy level. Make sure that you capitalize on the energy level. So whenever you want to do any work, or if you want to take a book to read, or wanted to learn, or take a new skill set, don't postpone it. Don't keep and start with the day that you have pending work yesterday. Rather start that day with a fresh work. And when you complete a day, make sure that no, you are completing it and make it next day. I used to say every day you must have a a purposeful for the day. The one of the good thing to always just to do it now. And as one of the key principles I used to have, I never go and have an argument with people. Particularly, like they used to say, big people think discuss about things. Small people think about discuss about people. I never like to talk about people, how this guy did or how that guy did. Rather, I would like to keep on thinking, how to make it better and talk about things like about the project on positivity. I don't want to go into political debates, all that, but rather, try to see what is a constructive discussion we can have. And if anyone comes in an argument with me that I'm right or I'm wrong, I never want to get bothered myself. I'll make sure that I'll try to avoid it with a smile saying that you are right and just come out of it. This one save a lot of time, because I would say when you say do it now, you need action. For that action, if you start avoiding arguments, it can help you to make sure that that you can able to think, do what you want to do. This is one of the core part, the feel the fear and do it anyway. If you heard about Anthony Robbins, who he used to do a course called conduct a course called Born to Win. One of the first things he used to say, come out of your fear. One of the first session, what he used to do is make people to walk on the fire. And one thing you do he will make sure that you'll create the fear in the people that showing the fire, and you have to start walk, you have to walk like that. You'll create instant of fear and ask, start walk now. And a lot of people in their mind they will continuously there'll be a war whether can we able to achieve it, can we able to overcome it, can we go and walk in the fire, is it possible? But he never bothered. He will force the people to walk on the fire, and once you do, and at the end of the session, you feel that you can do anything in your life, because the first time always there'll be fear. The moment you come out of fear, see if you want to do a learning in swimming, just jump into the water. Initially you'll have fear. The moment you cross the fear, you become expert. And if you notice, most of the successful people, initial time they will have fear in their line, and they master it, and that becomes their strength. That's if you find anyone say even take a Thomas Alva Edison, who was the way his life initially looked crooked, but he make it as a point to make sure that he does a lot of invention and come out of it. The fear always help you if you start overcome it, you become a success factor. And another part, one of the biggest thing people make mistake, they start worrying. I used to say, when you keep worrying, what will happen? At those, what will happen? That word you have, if you have the thought process, you start doing action. That's why the do it now is one of the best thing. If you have anything to worry about it, just forget about it. Just think what was happened. Go ahead. Feel the fear and do it. These are the three, I would say, the points which help you to start building a career. And all the above four will help you to create a positive mental attitude. That's one of the in my in Visit Excel in our company. First thing I check what is the attitude of the people. People having a positive attitude always come up in life. Rather than I used to say rather than keep on having negativity around us, it's always attract negativity. I'll always make sure that I am a positive guy. Make sure who are joining us, whether they become positive or leave me away from my side. So make it a point that think about positively. Even the COVID situation, there are people who make it, capitalize it as an opportunity, make a bigger profit. Okay, and then the above 4 points. Okay, yeah, okay. The above points, I used to say, will help you to open up your mind. Once you open up your mind, you start. If you look for opportunity, I used to say, luck is defined as a meeting point if a mental alertness and opportunity that passes by. So when you have a positive mind, and if you're not thinking about people, if you start thinking about things, and if you don't have fear, if you overcome your worriness, if you have very actionable body to do what you want to do, all will, I think, it will create a luck for you to identify opportunities for you. Okay, and The moment you create opportunity, one of the most important character of you is listen to them. Okay, only if you start listening to everything, the others people will start listening at you. This is a very simple one. People, a lot of people think about only about themselves, they keep on boasting themselves what they do. Rather, you start thinking about if you start thinking and listen to others, it will help you to broaden your vision. Also help you not to what to say, like to understand how the people's methodologies, and are we able to get it positive, have association with them. That will, so listen is one of the most important skill when it comes to particularly in business point of view. Okay, and as I told, if you start listening, you start feeling, you can able to think about, you can start start thinking about others point of view. This only in a business, if you want to close any negotiation, unless if you are listening to a customer, unless if you are thinking from what the customer thinks, if you are not thinking from that view, you didn't have that view, it will always never, you're not going to achieve close the sale, or you're not able to close the sale, or you can't able to deliver what your service. So these are listen, and then for thinking from others point of view, particularly with the customer, will make sure that you can start closing the deals. And again, the entire when you start to have the building block, the next comes to the action point of view. I used to say, whenever I get any work to do, I'll try to do better than. There's a story, like one, there was some sculpture, person. People used to say, it's the best guy in the world. One person wanted to know why people are saying this sculpture is, it's what to say, it's considered best. So I want to know. He went and went to his workshop and see what he's doing. He saw a very beautiful sculpture there, and the sculpture is creating one more same thing, replica of it. I even asked what happened, why it's beautiful, is already it's one beautiful sculpture there, why you want to create one more sculpture. And he said, if you see that near the nose is a small chip out, so that the perfection is gone, so that's why I'm creating one more new thing. Then the guy said, sir, this sculpture is almost 10 feet. If you put it in the vertical mode, people cannot see that this problem. So why can't you just get it done? And he used to say, immediately, I know that no other people can identify this mistake, but I know when I know there's a mistake there, I don't want to give it to my customer. That makes him great. I used to say the same thing. Whenever we deliver any project, we want to make sure that there is no mistake from our side. We should not, whenever we work, we want to make sure that we didn't find a mistake with the mistake. We don't want to give it to deliver the customer. Want to make sure that this is a best practice principle to do it. I used to go the extra mile. We don't try to give what the customer, try to give better than what you can do, so that what the customer expects. Let's always give them edge with others than others. And the last but not the least, I say never have superstition. Like seeing the like whether the horoscope, all that part. To an extent, it will help you, but never start work based on superstition, because this, I would say, will be will be a block in a career path. I would say, when I started my career, the day I landed in Singapore, the market crashes. But fortunately, I can able to come with what my achievement, everything happened within 5 years. The reason is, I don't want believe in super. I landed on a Tuesday. People used to say, Tuesday is not a good day to start your career, and I started my career on Tuesday. So never think about superstition. Just avoid it. Stop working on it. And if you notice, all the 10 points having interrelated to each other. It's not, because if you start with one point, it automatically others will come. Because when you want to do it now, the point is you need more time to do action. So if anyone wanted to come with an unwanted debate or unwanted discussion, the second point will come in place. Let's avoid it so that I can focus on work. And the third part is you want to start a company. You'll have the fear ultimately. But unless you remove your fear and then start thinking about how to start action and to start a company, the fear will go. Particularly as public speaking, one of the biggest difficulty too. But if you start talking continuously, you become an expert. And everyone starts with initially, you'll fail sometime, but that's okay. The failing in life is not a big issue. how you handle the failure and how you coming out of it. I can say when I start my career, my first job, I got terminated within a month. And when I asked what is the reason, they said, no, Rama, you're not an independent person. You always depend on a senior and you can't do work independently. And my relatives said, no, don't say others that, you got terminated because of you're not fit to the job. For first 2 days, I had a tough time, when I got terminated. But the third day, I got a clear idea why they terminated me, because they told, I'm an independent guy. So another part is let's have a fair. I started telling openly, like, in the next interview, what happened? I said I got terminated. I said, yeah, why? Because I didn't show as independent. That actually that termination doing my termination part in 3 days time. What I told myself is, from now onwards, I will terminate my company rather than the company terminating me. In my entire 20 years of career, I never had problem in the continuing my job. Most of the company where I work, even now also, I have an open, warm welcome to go and join them. The reason is very simple. I deliver what they expect, more than that, and always I will be the most productive resource for them. And I used to say, like, when I put my paper, I want to change my career to the next level. People used to say, no, why can't you stay? I said, I take a decision, I'm going out. I never had any fear on, and telling openly, I want the people to understand that, like, I have more value to pursue. And as the fourth point, don't worry. I never want to keep worrying on anything. I just want to say, okay, let's see what will happen and go ahead. So if you see, all the points are related. If you're able to focus on these 10 points, certainly, you can able, like, since you're starting your career, keep an objective at the age of 30, you want to retire. You want to keep a goal to achieve in the next 5 years, which is equal to 25 years of working experience. Rather, make sure that these 5 years are productive. Initially, when you have money on your hand, you will be flying all the what you started, enjoy life. Try to avoid the first 4 years. Take the stress mode, do the hard work and smart work together, so that in 5 years' time, you will, once you get married, you'll have a most peaceful life. Okay? So the simple, live healthily, because health is more important. You never, like, up to 30 years, you can take the stress. From 30 to 40 years, you can be in the pressure mode. And from 40 to 50, you should be in a comfort zone. After 50, you must be in a luxury zone. These are the 4 compartments: stress compartment, pressure, comfort, and luxury. Don't do a reverse. Like, in the first 5 years, be a luxury life. After that, like, when you get married, you start to have like something comfortable life. But in the next phase, you become a pressure. And after 50, you become stress. Try to don't avoid that part. Go do the reverse thing. Take initial stress time. Try to do, actually, when you do the work, help others, have a broader sense. Don't think, why it's not my job. Don't have that type of attitude. This thought process, this structured life will make you have a healthy life. And certainly, like, if you put an initial effort properly for first 5 years, your more wealthiness will create. And these two will create a happy life. And be positive, create a positive, peaceful. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed the session. Okay, over to Magesh. Any question, anything you can want to ask me? I'm okay. Magesh, are you there? Okay.
So just a second, sir. We try to contact him.
Okay.
Sir is there, but we can't get his name. Just not wrong. So,
Okay.
Mukesh, sir, it is audible, sir?
No problem, no problem.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Over to you, sir.
Okay. I saw some question.
Hello.
Tell me. Yes. Yes, Magesh.
Sir, we'll have some more questions to you, and it was really interesting presentation, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
And hello.
Yes. I'm listening.
Sir, I'll ask some questions first. Then we'll go for the student questions. Yes, sir. So, as per our concern, right, yeah, you have to compare like when you are completing engineering. You would have done it 4 years of engineering before 20 years, right?
Yes.
And the today engineering, right, you have to compare the mindset of students, please. You just compare when you are studying engineering, what kind of aspiration we have and all those things. And what about today's students like that? You can.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give one some interesting fact. When I recently when I met one of scientists, he say, Rama, I hate Google. I said, why? Rama, that Google, what happened is it is altering the people's mentality. For example, initially in 90s when you started doing the career path, there is no Google, there's no internet work. I would say 95. There's no big network. There's no my Netscape Navigator came only, the browser came in 1995 only. Before that, when doing our college time, there's no internet. And so people have the thought process, the lateral thing was extremely high during our time. That's why you can say a lot of invention happened. I used to say, no, there's a difference between engineering and technology. Engineering leads to innovation, creating new things. Technology is on improvising it further. I would say 1990s, the engineering activity was much better. Now the technology is having much better. The reason is there's a pattern getting altered by Google. This is one of the big difference which I feel between 1995 and 2000 to 2020. Try to come out of system point of view. Try to think out of the box. There are a lot of smart things people are doing. During as I said, in up to 1990s. We have our exposure to the knowledge is very limited. Now we are very fortunate to have a lot of content available on online, and you have gadgets, and I would say you are blessed with so much of comfortable lifestyle living now compared to 30 years before. I would say, in 1990s, the colleges, number of colleges are very little. When I did my engineering in 1990, there are only 25 colleges in Tamil Nadu. Now there are almost 500 plus colleges. Because of everything is getting expanded. The people also expand. Population grows, another thing. And comes to the quality of education, I would say they both get offset. Initially, our lecturers have a limited exposure, so we have been depending more on the lecturer to get delivered things. But now you have availability of content extremely high in the internet era. So there are offset. They're happening both the side. Over there, we bank on books to understand. We have with the limited knowledge, we do the more creativity. Now technology is taking more precedence, and the content availability is much better now. These are the two different I can use to say between 95 and 2020. Is that okay, sir? Want anything else? Any clarification you want?
That's okay, sir. Please carry.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, can
Sir, one more question, sir.
Mm-hmm.
We are getting from participants. Actions speak louder than words. Can you explain about this?
Yeah, my first point, do it now. Okay, it's like if you notice, if you want to start a business, there are 5 stages. One is idea. Everyone has a brilliant idea. You can say there's no stoppage, tons of ideas available in the market. Everyone has a thought process, a different idea. But unless you put in wordings in a proper, in a write up in a notepad or anything, it will never go to the next stage. And I can say 99% of the ideas getting failed in the idea stage itself. Your ideas are good, you are brilliant than others, but unless you didn't write it in a paper or in a notepad to crystallize that idea, you are not going to the next stage. That's the first thing. And anyone who starts a company, if you see, within 3 years, 90% of the company getting closed down. And another, I would say after 5 years, another 90% of company getting closed down. That means only 1 in 100 survive after 5 years. One of the key part is people have idea, and because of which some cash flow, they start. That is a little action, but consistent action and making it improvisation is one of the most important factors. So action speaks louder than keep talking.
Yes, sir. Next question is, and when you were talking about the life cycle, right? You said like stress, pressure, and comfort, luxury zones, correct? And nowadays, we could see many people are leaving their career from the first level, says stress or pressure, because of the social environment or because of the addictedness towards buying more, all those things, right? You can give some tips how to handle those things in the initial stages of life.
Okay. There's a one point I put, no, to go the extra mile. Because I know people, if you start doing the work, there'll be a lot of stress. And if you normally, when they're doing a stressless zone, they think, they find out the other side looks more greenery. Rather than doing work at a job or in a company, why can't I start on my own? I have some cash flow. The moment they start, I know that now people start their business, within some time they hit a roadblock. It's stressed up a lot. Then why can't they rather be in a business? Why can't I join a job which is creating more comfort level? So it's like, unless you stay to the stress and come out of it, you never go and achieve the success part. That is, from a job to entrepreneurship jobs are very common because people are not having a tough mind to face the problem and come out of it. So that and another part, what I noticed is your initial career of 5 to 7 years, that is up to 30 years, you have ample time, your financial liability is much less, and you have extremely young blood capitalize it properly. Because when I was doing my younger time, I used to work 18 to 20 hours a day without any problem. I never feel like working because I never get tired also when I do my work. But the moment I get married, my time cut down because I have to focus more on my family side, which is also a purpose of life also to enjoy time with the family. So when I get expanding my family get expanded, at the same time my time comes down. At the same time, I have to make sure that my other side of the financial side, my business side takes care. One of the most important things is work-life balance, which is very important thing to focus on. A lot of people forget about family, focus on business. It's wrong. People focus only on family and the comfort side and the family side, but forget about the business. That's also wrong. You should have a proper work-life balance. That's why the stress, pressure zone, comfort zone, and luxury zone. You should know where to pack it properly. You can't be 100% stress zone. I would say you can't be 100% into a luxury zone. There is a timeline where you have to know how to handle it. You have to have a thought process to see which one you have to select. As I told, there are problems. I used to say there are challenges. I have to deliver within a day. Also, it happened. Rather taking it as stress, I take it as a challenge. And once I start enjoying it, the stress becomes pressure. Yeah. Another part I used to say in my company, I'll never let people in comfort zone. I'll always make them in the pressure zone. The moment it's touching the stress zone, I'll bring it down to pressure to the comfort zone. I have a people in my office. I used to suddenly have a day off. I want people like go into countries working for a long time, getting the project to a stage. I'll ask them to take a break. The reason is I want them to come down to the normal stage, there's a stage, comfort to pressure zone and pressure to stress zone. Don't be always in stress zone. Also, don't be into the comfort zone. Try to play around between these two for next 10-15 years.
Thank you, sir. Now I will take some questions from student side. The first question is from a third-year civil engineering student. I don't really know whether you are able to answer that. Can you tell what are the steps to follow to start a new company at civil engineering? Also, if any losses occur, what are the steps to follow to overcome, sir?
Okay.
I guess you can add a second point, right?
Yeah, understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Just follow go down to what I put. There are answers for your question. And to start a company, if you see, browse the internet and there are government schemes are there. The MSME is there, which supports a lot. Government supporting a lot of MSME segment. And there are people who are giving, the consultant company who are able to help you to create the companies. For starting a company, I used to say there are 4 legs. Number 1 is the product or service, which you must specialize. Second one is marketing. third one is finance, the fourth one is management. And make sure that you have the 4 legs set up properly. That is, at least, I used to say initially you play all the 4 legs, but down the line you must have proper people for all these specialist people. Like, for management it's critical, like, hundreds and handling the entire operations, you need a proper person. Finance, lot of people are making mistakes in finance. That's why when you say about loss, don't start your company with a lost mentality. Try to start a company in a profit mentality, number one. And second thing is, keep the word. Otherwise, what will happen? Put the right to what is the worst thing will happen. How you can address that part? You do a SWOT analysis. You know about SWOT analysis: strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. SWOT analysis. Do a SWOT analysis and identify what happen if a company goes into loss. What is the total loss I can achieve? I can afford to do. You should have a hard stop at that time to offset the loss. That is, for example, normally when I start my company, I put a like a time, with a timeline of 2 years, and also financially I put I can maximum my exposure up to 15 lakhs. I'm talking about way back in 99. Maximum I can go up to 15 lakhs because I know I can afford up to 15 lakhs of loss. I have a asset which is value around 15 lakhs. I've done a compensation. If anything goes wrong, otherwise I lose up to this asset. I had a hard line stop in my thought process, and also put a timeline. In 1 year time, I should go to the next stage. Keep this type of milestone, and first thing, write all your concept, everything you thought into a diary and keep it handy. I remember, when in 2006 when I came back from Singapore to India, I saw my old diary which I wrote in 1997. Most of the point which I was thinking to achieve in my life in that 10 years time, I achieved. The key reason is whenever you start writing, it goes to your subconscious mind. Put that word, and if you see, most of the entrepreneurs have this type of habit. Try to follow the successful entrepreneurs who are having good habits to follow the same thing. Start to have a profit margin, profitability thinking, strategize it, and create a plan for business plan. And take the government support. There are ample of support happening from government. Don't think about blaming government. It's not going to be good. Try to see what are the good things offered by the government. Take it. Focus at it. Come out of it.
Thank you, sir. And one more question from Vignesh Ravi. Yeah. Getting a loan from bank with long-term EMI will be a good idea than investing own money for a startup business.
Okay, I used to say there are 4 stages of any company. Number one is create a business plan and get a seed money. Seed money either can come from you or your relations or close relation. Okay, I can say give an example. In 1999, when I met one person, he wanted to start a company, and I think it's still my investor. He said, no, when I introduced about myself, he said, no, Rama, I want to come and meet at your home. I was surprised, why you want to come to my home? I said, okay, sir, you can come. He come along with me to my home. He came and then spent some 10-15 minutes. Then he went off. The next day, he gave me a call. Rama, I want to associate with you. Let's start a business. And after like a couple of months, he was telling me openly, Rama, you know why I came to your house and why I selected you is only one reason. Because you are in IT line. Being in IT line, I want to see whether you have any comfort in the home. Because I know that whenever people say in IT line and working in IT line, but they're not even having a computer in their home, they don't want to invest in themselves. If they don't have confidence to invest in themselves, how can I have confidence and put money on them? That's why I used to see who will show interest. I'll go and check their home, how they kept. When I went to a home, I was very happy to see that you have a table. In my table, I have a computer, I have a file rack, I have a printer, I had all my stationery, everything intact. You are saying, like Rama, I would never expect that, in your bedroom, you had a mini office and kept everything. I'm talking about way back in 97, 98, when I was just 25 years old. Because I used to have it, because my first salary, I bought a computer. Why I'm telling that is, unless you have confidence in yourself, you invest on yourself first, people will have confidence to put their money on you. And if you want to go for talking about EMI, or getting money from outside, first what confidence you have in on your own to put your money. If you feel that no, you don't have confidence to put your own money on your side, and you're trying to expand banking on the other money, you never have no, it's logically you never had a confidence on yourself first. So don't have that type of mentality, like whether it's better to go for EMI or go to your own money. I used to say, what confidence you have first, and then what is the purpose of that fund? How you are going to return back? Whenever you wanted to say like get a loan, you must have an exit plan for that. Just don't get the money since available. Rather, think what is the purpose of money? How we are going to address the cost of the financial. What is how to address the financial cost? How to repay your liability? How to get asset from there? Think on that line and then go for loan. I used to say, keep the problem as a base and find solution. Don't keep availability as a base and find a solution.
Thank you, sir. Shall we take one more last question from the student?
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I think it is from a student life. He asked a question like, how to balance the effort towards our career and the academics?
It's like both goes hand in hand. Can you say that I'm playing and also studying? Both you feel like you offset both. That is, you won't play continuously playing or play with sports. Also, you won't spend continuously on your career. Both will go hand in hand. So your effort and also academic should go hand in hand. Don't think both are different. Both must be same. Like when you say effort, that means effort means on the other side, your education is fundamental for the successful career, and for that effort is required. How can you say your effort is affecting your academic? You can't say that. And believe me, I have confidence in our education system, because when I did my engineering, I was thinking, what, I'm an electrical engineer, but what I'm going to learn how I apply my knowledge into a career. In 95, I had a thought process, but now I realize, how I realize it, whatever knowledge we gain in the engineering still holds good for me, and I've been very proud of being an engineer, because the knowledge I gain my academic, it still works hold very good for me. So don't have any negative thought about academic. It's taking your time and not allowing you to grow. Nothing like that. It has intangible benefit which you don't want to apply directly. There are people, my classmates who are into hardcore, like electrical engineers, doing extremely good in the electrical engineering side. I'm into computer line, but still, I utilize the knowledge what I gain in electrical engineering. I'm still applying it. So your effort and also your academic both should go hand in hand. Don't think both are different. I think I address your point, right?
Yes, sir. That's exactly. Sir, I think we'll be at the end of the session. Thank you so much for joining us. You have anything to add, sir? Sir, you have anything to add with that? Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, see, it is indeed a great session, sir, and we really love the golden words you said, like the golden rules. 5 years of difficulties and 25 years of comfortness, right? Definitely, it will be in the board of PERI IT, definitely, when we start the academics. That our principals are also acknowledged that, and he has been mentioned it in our chat box. That is really impressive, sir. And all the information you have shared, all the success formulas you have shared is really valuable, sir. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we have lots of feedback, and definitely I'll update the feedbacks through email. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yes.
Okay. If anything, you can able to contact me. I can share my contact email address with Magesh, so to take it forward.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And dear participants, yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Dear participants,
sir. The session was quite good, and it is very much a motivating session. As I said, the 5 rules was quite good, and 5 years of work is really, I think, is required for all the young engineers, right? They have to start working right from the beginning, starting 5 years, then they can able to keep on reach heights. That's really wonderful quote, and it was really wonderful session, sir. Thank you very much for joining us today and sharing your ideas and views. Thank you very much, sir. If you have time, we'll have one more session later on probably in a couple of months. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Bye.
okay, sir. Okay.
Thank
Thank
you. Thank you, sir. And I'd like to have a vote of thanks in general because it is a 5 days long session. I could see almost 400, 500 people join with us every day through Google Meet and YouTube, right? And hold on 3 minutes to name the people who has been with us for a long time, right? First of all, I'd like to thank our respected chairman, sir, for encouraging and giving all the facilities to organize this kind of event. And definitely, he said we will go one more season or two more season in further upcoming days, right? So that is the one thing I'd like to thank our chairman sir and COO sir. And regarding academic side, I'd like to thank our respected principal sir, Dr. Paulson Kennedy sir, who has really helping us and motivating us to do that. And he joins with us every day. He enjoys the program completely. Thank you so much, sir. And next thanking is going towards Dr. R. Gunasegaran sir, Arts and Science Principal sir. So when I initiate this event, he was the first person to reply, Magesh, I will give you one or two guests, right? So that is the word I have started this event. So I have to give thanks to him in specific on the first initial steps he has taken. Thank you so much, Dr. R. Gunasegaran sir. And I'd like to thank our Satish Kumar sir, HOD Civil. He has never shown his face, but he has been for a big support for us in all the sides towards organizing this event as a host. And I'd like to thank all other HODs of the institute. And you can see our media team, Mr. Dayanidhi, and our technical support team, Mr. Lokesh, all faculty members who have been joining us for a long time. Almost, see, we'll have one more session further. And I'd like to thank all the students who have been joining and who has been asking questions, interactive. And I am seeing your feedbacks every day. There are students asking questions. There are students requesting to conduct this kind of event furthermore in all the directions. Definitely, not only our students, students from other institutes also ask this kind of events. Definitely, we'll be doing this in the further steps. And we are almost ready for one more faculty development program in the upcoming week. I request all the faculties who have joined here from various institutes to join us on the Monday. We'll send you the data, all those things. We'll send you the contact details, registration form. Please join us. It is all about research, right? And above all, I'd like to thank the Almighty who made us to join, because it is not an easy process, right? Everybody is from our home and we are connected universally, right? So thank you, Almighty, and thank you all. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, yesterday we didn't receive feedback link, sir.
No, you can mail me that pre-webinar mail, right? We'll respond. That is not a problem, right?
Oh, okay.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Okay, bye.